right, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's a little bit quieter for me. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. It's a little bit better. You can hear me good though?
Yep.
Okay. All right, here we come. Sarah's going to go right there. We can give her those. Oh.
Look at you. You're like a pro.
I know, right? Never done this before, but hey, here we go. Seems really quiet.
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I can.
All right. We are here with River Falls volleyball coach Sarah Cayley. We're fired up for a big conference match with Rice Lake. Lots of fans made the trip from Kitty City to the gym, but many are back home watching. Looking forward to a great matchup. River Falls sits on top of the conference, controlling our own destiny at this point, and Rice Lake has only lost to New Richmond in conference play. After tonight, River Falls hosts Eau Claire North, and Rice Lake will travel to Hudson on Monday for their final BRC matchups of the season. Coach.
Hello.
Hello. We have two hashtags for the season. Mm-hmm. One is hashtag the standard, and the other is hashtag leave a legacy. Let's talk about hashtag the standard first. Why is that a defining hashtag for the season?
First of all, I want to say thank you to you two lovely ladies for being willing to step in. When Greg negotiated his 2025 contract and he said he was going to need a weekend off, I was skeptical. But I know how much it takes to get this up and running. I've seen it in person many times. So the fact that you got it up wasn't me doubting you ever. But it's hard, and people at home don't understand that. So thank you. And Sav for driving from school.
Hey.
Oh, I was so happy when I heard that. Okay, back to the hashtags. They kind of go together, so it's kind of, you have to talk about both of them, I think, in conjunction.
Okay.
But I think with the history of success that we've had over the last 10 years just in our section, and we've played in 9 section finals in a row, we've won 7 of them, and with, conference success as well, I think we have helped, move the volleyball needle over on our side of the state a little bit and just raise the bar for all the other teams in our area, and teams have stepped up. I think, was it last year or the year before we had, probably the last 2 years. Chippewa success, Eau Claire Memorial, Hudson, Rice Lake has had a ton of success in the last couple of years. And I think that kind of ties into River Falls and the program that we've developed. So setting the standard is kind of what we've tried to do, and we want to continue to move it forward. So, when we're in practice and the girls are doing things, is that to our standard? Because if it's not, we need to reevaluate, our approach to it. And then leave a legacy is kind of an individual, like what is your impact on setting that standard, and what is your impact on the people around you? So that when you're gone, your mark is left on our program and on River Falls.
So we're heading into a big stretch these next couple days. We have
a lot of volleyball.
A lot of volleyball the next couple days. We have a conference tonight against Rice Lake. Like we said, we kind of control our destiny. We're undefeated in the conference right now, but Rice Lake only has 1 loss to New Richmond. And they see Hudson and New Richmond yet. Both top teams in the conference still. And then we head to STMA for the Fall Classic, where we run into some of the best teams in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's such a tough tourney.
A lot of volleyball in the next couple days. And then we finish up conference play Monday night against Eau Claire North. Talk about your practices this week and how you prepared the girls to be ready to go for this long stretch. I
think we're used to it at this point in the season. I mean, we've had weeks where we played, 1 week we had 10 matches in a week. It's like a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday tournament. So I think the girls are conditioned for it. Our practices this week have focused a lot on what we saw last Thursday against Hudson that we felt like needed to be fixed. So we knew that there were some things we could do with our ball control, so we spent a lot of time on our passing. And then we've been very defense-focused this season, so a lot of blocking, a lot of backcourt defense, and just getting some different looks in serve receive, which we like to do this time of season, so it can kind of change things up before playoffs. So, yeah, I think more than preparing for what's ahead of us, it's been fixing maybe what wasn't working last week so that we just feel confident in where we're at. The girls played some really good ball. Sometimes it's fun for me as a coach just to sit back and practice and watch our 6-on-6. And there's some kids where I'll look at and I'll say, wow, they weren't making that move in August, or wow, they weren't hitting that shot in August. So for me as a coach to see that individual development and how it impacts a group is really fun.
Right. Yeah, you talked about their 6-6 play. Last night, the pasta feed was at our house, and a couple of the girls stayed behind, and it's always so fun to just be in the kitchen doing the dishes, and they're just away, and they were talking about, oh, man, our 6-on-6 at practice has been on point.
Yeah.
And gosh, I mean, it's some of the, I mean, we have almost better competition in our practices, you know.
Yeah.
Just talking. So we head into after North on Monday night.
Yep.
We go into a long stretch before we start the playoff run.
Yep.
Talk about your strategy for keeping the girls focused and ready to go in that. I think it could potentially be 12 days without any play.
And the reason why we moved that last conference match up to Monday was because a couple years ago, Chippewa kind of got hosed in the seeding. You know, they got a lower seed and they ended up beating the 1 seed like the next day. So our seeding meeting's on Wednesday night, and so we determined as a conference that all conference matches had to be done by Tuesday, which makes sense, but it does make for a long stretch if you get a bye. We're going to take a day off next Tuesday after this long stretch of volleyball, and then we'll do some individual skill work. So instead of having big group practices, I'll get smaller groups in, kind of like group lesson style almost, and then we're going to have a scrimmage in there, which is always fun. So I'm just trying to find ways maybe outside of our normal, 2 hours, show up, you do the things, practice. Because I think just being able to change it up, breaks up the monotony.
Right. So preparing for tonight's game against Rice Lake, obviously they have Addie Shepley and Addison Schmidt. Addie is committed to Wisconsin for basketball.
Yep.
What do you do to prepare the girls for this matchup tonight?
Well, they're both athletic kids, and they hit a heavy ball, high contact point. Like, they're going to get swings where, it looks really good. So I think you just can't react to those swings because they're going to have to be able to sustain that and do it over and over again. I also think our block is probably one they haven't seen, this season. So I think a hitter can look really good in warm-up, but when you've got a really nice sealed block that's pressed over the net, you're going to have to think about your shots more.
Yeah, and you saw that block last week against Hudson.
Right.
I think one player had 10 blocks. We were talking about.
Yeah.
What's the match record for blocks in a match?
I was kind of wondering that too.
Yeah.
And I think too, if we serve aggressively and they're out of system and serve receive, it makes it a lot harder to feed big hitters. So that has to be something that we do well tonight.
Right. Very good.
All right. I'm going to let you guys get back to it.
Thank you.
Congrats on your first ever broadcast.
Rookie style.
I believe in you.
Thank you, Coach.
Good luck.
All right, like mentioned, we have Sarah Dusick. I'm going to be doing the play-by-play tonight. I am the Deuce, number 2's mom. And with me, I have Savannah, the Slayer Saxton. She is a River Falls volleyball alumni, currently attending school at UW Eau Claire, majoring in nursing.
Yep.
Like we said, we are new to this tonight, so it's not going to be your typical Greg Peters and Rob Derry broadcast, but we'll do the best we can. Play-by-play might not be as on point as it is typically, and there might not be as much play-on-play, but we will do the best we can. Tonight, after the match, we have Ellery Hawk and Annika Schwartz, who will be joining us for our Player of the Game conversation, so stick around after that. For a fun interview with those two. For now, we're just going to switch it off to just watching some warm-ups, and then we will be back when the match starts. All right, we are back. We will be diving into the national anthem soon and the starting lineups where we'll be announcing the players for the night. River Falls will be in yellow on the right of your screen, and Rice Lake will be in white on the left of your screen.
For this evening's Big Rivers Conference matchup between the River Falls Wildcats and the Rice Lake Warriors. The winner of tonight's match will be determined from the best 3 out of 5 games, rally scored to 25 points. Should a tiebreaker 5th game be required, the teams will play to 15 points. The staff at Rice Lake High School remind you to support good sportsmanship. Please help promote this spirit by appreciating the efforts of the athletes, the coaches, and the officials in a positive manner. Speaking of school spirit, our Rice Lake students are showing their spirit by dressing up with little white lies on their t-shirts.
That's fun. Little white lies. At homecoming, Brooke went to a gathering where they had little white lies on their shirt. It's fun.
Performance of the national anthem. Singing this evening are Rice Lake students Lillian Helper, Lily Perry, Brooklyn McDonald, and Brenna Olson.
That was very good.
That was. They did a nice job. All right, we will be diving into the starting lineups.
And now, introducing the starting lineup for River Falls. Starting with number 1, Charlie Sigelski.
She's a junior.
Number 2, Brooke Dusak.
Junior outside.
Number 3, Amelie Heikkinen.
Also a junior outside.
Number 4, Allie Larson.
Allie Larson, our senior setter.
Number 7, Addie Nesbitt.
She has been playing right side this year.
Number 12, Reagan Skifter.
We have Reagan Skifter, who is a sophomore who's playing middle.
Olivia Derry.
And Olivia Derry, our senior libero.
The Wildcats are coached by Sarah Carey and Abby Derry.
Sarah Cayley and Abby Derry. They called her Sarah Carey.
Yep.
Well, it's either
Close
Sarah
enough.
Carey or Sarah Keeley.
Yep.
You don't ever get it right.
Number 3, Mari Gilbert.
We have Mari Gilbert starting for Rice Lake.
Number 5, Lily Gifford.
Lily Gifford, number 5.
Number 10, Adeline Shepley.
Number 10, Adeline Shepley. She's the one who's committed to Wisconsin for basketball. Stella Leaf, number 11. Abigail Doberheimer, number 12. Number 14, Addison Schmidt. And at libero, they have number 1, Sedona Gay.
Brooke Schmidt, Melissa Drost, and Tabitha Dennis. The officials for tonight's
Fans, we know that the corners are a little tight there. We don't have people to run the camera, so we'll just try and keep our play-by-play there for you so that you know what's happening on those parts of the court. So I believe with the coin toss, it is going to be River Falls in serve receive first for the first match. Just a reminder, it's best out of 5, with the first 4 sets going to 25 and the last set going to 15. Again, River Falls is in their yellow jerseys. Savannah, when we were in Marshall, they tried to tell us that our yellow jerseys were illegal.
How?
They said that there's not a solid color. I think if you get up close, there's just kind of varying colors of the yellow on the front. And so they said that that was illegal. And then they were actually wearing the exact same getup that they have on tonight, where Goose is wearing the ombre jersey, and they didn't like Goose's ombre jersey because it wasn't enough of a differential in color. Sarah was like, that's not a thing in Wisconsin.
No.
We're just like, and she was
Nothing
like, and I'm
was
going to
right.
tell you right now, if Goose, who's spicy, has to take off her ombre jersey that she never gets to wear, she is not going to be happy with you guys. Nobody wants to anchor Goose. It's kind of fun. So, all right, we are about ready to go with our first serve. Right now we have, is that Lily Gifford, number 5, Lily Gifford back there to serve? All right, we have a kill from Brooke Dusick out of the right side. Brooke is going back to serve. She's going to be our first server of the night. Point Wildcats.
I like their shoes this year.
Yeah, they've
Always
been
new shoes.
Yeah, we like the pink color. They're a little good hue for on the floor.
Yep.
Addie Shepley gets her first. We've got a pick up in the back row. Point Rice Lake. She's going to be one of the keys that we're going to have to keep them out of system so that she can't rack up a bunch of kills. She can get so high on her approach and her touch. She's the one that we're going to want to contain. But then when she goes to the back row, we have Addison Schmidt that comes to the front row for them. We have Amelie Penknin, and that is in just in the sharp corner. Point Wildcats. I'll try not to talk during the points. Greg told me not to do that. But sometimes I get a little chatty, so don't be afraid to like swat me and be like, Dusick, quiet. All right, we have Liv Derry going back to serve. She's out of your screen right now, but she is back in service. And that is an ace. Point Wildcats.
Liv was always one of the hardest serves to pass.
Didn't want to go
Always.
up against her in practice.
Nope.
She's had, I think she leads the team in aces this year.
And there's another one.
Speaking of leading teams in aces, she's got 2. Point Wildcats. Sarah giving her serve location. All right, we've got Charlie Sigelski in the front row there. We got a little block up on her. Point Warriors. We've got number 11, Stella Leaf, going back to serve for the Rice Lake Warriors. Nice pass by Amelie and Addie Nesbitt. That was a good eye on that. They did a back row attack. Addie Shepley out. Point Wildcats. Now we have Adia Johnson coming in to serve. She also is creeping up there on Goose for her aces as well. She's got a pretty mean serve.
Good serve.
Oh, nice kill by Addison Schmidt out of the outside for Rice Lake. Point Warriors. Now we have number 1, Sedona Gray, the libero for the Warriors, going back to serve. Ooh, she got an ace.
Yeah, that just dropped.
As Greg would say, that's kind of in the campfire kill spot. I don't know if that exists on serve, but it was a tricky spot nonetheless.
Yep.
Point Warriors. There we go, Brooke. Pass to the center, and we have a nice hit from Amelie coming out of the middle.
I didn't even see
been,
that.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was Amelie, right? They've been working on some of those kills where they're kind of moving the players around a little bit across the net, and it's fun to see Amelie do an attack out of the middle like that. Amelie is back to serve for the Wildcats. Dig by Adia, it's passed out. Now we have Addison Schmidt going to the back row to serve, which brings Addie Shepley back to the front row. Back row kill out of Addie Shepley. Good save by
Nice.
Goose. Free ball over. Here we're going to want to get a block up. Oh, a good touch by Goose. Point Warriors.
She just gets so high up.
She does. I wonder what her contact point is. It's
Yeah.
got to be large. She's got to be over 10 feet, I would think. Ooh.
Right on the line.
In ace for Addison Schmidt. Point Warriors. There we go. Got a good pass on the ball. Keep us in system. There we go. Charlie Sigelski with the kill out of the right side. That's another play where she is typically in the middle there. They've been doing some of that right side attack on her, and as the season's gone on, Charlie's gotten more and more comfortable. Charlie Sigelski back to serve for the Wildcats. Kill for
She
Addie
is again.
Shepley.
So there she is again.
Yeah, I know, right? We're going to have to keep them out of system in order to contain her.
Yep.
Number 12, Abigail Dauberreiner, back to serve for the Warriors. Pass by Amelie up to. Here we got our
Good
first
block.
block from the president, Reagan Skifter. She is the one who against Hudson put up 10 blocks.
That's insane.
Yeah. Kind of want that stat sheet like we said about how many blocks is the highest for a
Yeah.
match. So Addie Nesbitt just re-entered the game. She'll be shifting over to that right side position. The kill in the campfire
That's the
location.
campfire. Yep.
Right. Wildcats back on serve receive. Right now we have number 5, Lily Gifford, checking back into the game, and she'll be back serving.
Good swing.
Yes, Brooke out of the right side. She has historically been a right side player, so she loves when she's on serve
Yep.
receive on that side and can do a quick little
Little
B set, C
See?
set
Yep.
from the back there. She likes when they keep her in system on those. Brings her back to her right side days.
Yep.
All right,
I was
Brooke
back
is,
row for her.
Yeah, you
Like,
were. Yay! Brooke is back to serve for the Wildcats. Nice block by the president again. President and the boom on the block for that one. That puts Reagan Skifter already at 2 blocks for the night. Trying to keep track of her blocks. That's pretty impressive. Yes, and that was a touch. So we've got an ace for Brooke. Point Wildcats. Sarah's giving her serve location. Keeping them out of system. Back row attack into the net. Point Wildcats. You can tell even with Schmidt and Shepley that no matter where they are in the court, they're going to try and set
'em.
those two, whether they're back row or front row.
Yep.
Can guarantee Sarah Cayley has honed in on that at practice. Yes, another ace for Brooke. And a timeout for the Warriors. Sav, you mentioned, kind of fun, back to Brooke's freshman year. She would play right side, and you would come in and play back row for her, and you were the Slayer. Talk
Yep.
to us about that season.
That was our last state season.
Yes, 2 years ago.
Yep, my senior year. I played with about maybe half of the girls that are on the team right now.
Right.
They're all upperclassmen now, which is sad, but
Crazy to think that those little baby freshmen
know.
are juniors, right?
yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite stories from that weekend is the night that you guys ended up beating, I think it was North. Was it North or Memorial to go to state? It was Memorial at North to go to state. And my favorite quote from that weekend was, or from that night was, I get to go to practice on Monday. And that was you.
That
And
was
it was just like, and that just like wraps up that whole season. Like, it was just such a special season. The seniors were so great to the freshmen coming in. And it was like, I get to go spend another night with these girls. And we went down to state and played DSHA, and that was fun.
It was a fun game. That's all I can really say. It was good. I'm just glad we got to experience that.
Right. Addison Shepley out of the middle. That was another one where they were kept in system, and she's going to be hard to stop when they're in system. And like Sarah said, we just need to contain them some. We're going to get shots like that out of her. We just need to make sure that it's kept at a minimum. So Addie Shepley back to serve, and now Addison Schmidt is back into the front row for the Rice Lake. Ooh. It was a good idea out of Addie Nesbitt, but just out. Point Warriors. Ooh. Just out for Amelie as well. Point Warriors. Addie Shepley still back to serve. Goose gets the ball up. We got another block out of Reagan Skifter, and I think it was Addie Nesbitt that pulled over there with her. That is 3 blocks on the night for the sophomore Reagan Skifter. Sarah had mentioned that she is one of the most improved players from the day she walked into the gym to now, and her blocking and her vision on the block is just impeccable. Liv Derry back to serve. Got a touch on that. Deep cross corner from Addison Shepley. Point Warriors. Now we have number 11, Stella Leaf, going back to serve. Serve receive Brooke Dusick. Addie Nesbitt. Go, Brooke.
Good hustle.
Good hustle. Get it over in play. Nice. Right now we want to get back on defense. Oh, nice hit out of Addison Schmidt out of the middle. That ties the ball game. Stella Leaf goes back to serve once again.
I'm noticing a lot of them are wearing slickbacks. Is that just
It's just the style now these
Yeah.
days. So, and that hit the deep corner from the boom, Amelie Penkinen. Point Wildcats. We have Adia Johnson, the acrobat, checking back into the game to go back to serve. Charlie Sagilsi coming out of the middle with a touch. Point Wildcats. That was a good out-of-system serve for them. They kept him out of system. Like we said, that's going to be key to tonight's matchup. It's keeping Rice Lake out of system. For those watching at home, out of system means that when they pass the ball in serve receive, it pulls that setter off of the net, so then she doesn't have quite as many options to go to, and it's hard to go to those taller girls out of the middles to get really good, solid attacks on the ball. Defense. Oh, I'm not sure what happened there, but Amelie started backpedaling, and she fell. I don't know if she tripped over her own feet there, but that's ball down. Point Warriors. And now we have the libero, Sedona Gray, going back to serve. Nice pass by Adia Johnson. Tight to the net. It's about all Amelie could do there. It was a good job keeping that in. Now we play defense. Reload. Right point, Warriors there. Oh, what they do
Rice
there,
Lake
they call
in the net.
Rice Lake in the net. So that is going to be point Wildcats. Change that up. We got Amelie Pankinen now going back to serve. That brings Brooke to the front into that outside position. It's always nice to have a save off of them in the net once in a while, doesn't it? That is a long serve. That is point Warriors. And now we have Addie Shepley coming back to the front row and Addison Schmidt going back to serve. If I remember right, she served a couple in a row here, so the Cats are going to want to get out of serve receive quick here with this one. Way to keep composure by Adia there and keep that in play. Not much you can do on that. Straight up, straight down.
Right
Addie
up.
Shepley for the point. Addison Schmidt back to serve. Yes, good block coverage there. Get her own block there. Get them in system again. Get the block up. Again, not much we can do with her when she is in system. Point Addison Shepley.
She had a sister I know. That was
Ellie
my
Shepley,
age.
right?
Yep.
Your age? She's at, I believe, Northern Iowa playing basketball and running track. If she's still doing that. Nice pass by Amelie up. Going to Brooke. Ooh. Come on, girls. Got to make those adjustments. Sarah Cayley is going to call the timeout. We do not have her mic'd up tonight. It's just too much for this rookie crew to handle, Savannah. So what do you think Sarah Cayley is saying to them in the huddle right now?
I would say really just make sure we're not giving them easy free balls. Try to make down balls or swings harder on them to get them out of system, like you said, and really just keep composure on defense. Serving's looking good, I'd say, from the Wildcats.
Right. And serve receive, actually, I would say serve receive from their last couple matches is looking better as well. Getting a little bit more in system than we have in the past. Blocker defense, I think, is going to be key tonight, too, making sure that our off blockers are in defense and that we just have good defense behind the block on their hitters as well.
Yeah, and when Shepley gets, like, a free ball and you know she's going to get set, I feel like defense should really move in because we know she's going to slam it right down.
Right on the 10-foot line, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Addison Schmidt back to serve again. It's a good setter dump by Allie Larson, number 4. It's a great time to do that. It's coming in at her pretty hot, but she kept them off their toes and did that setter dump. We have Charlie Sigelski back to serve. Point Shepley, the Warriors, I guess. Back row attack by Emily. Oh,
really close.
Kind of thought that looked like it might have been on the line. We have Abigail Daberreiner, I think that's how you pronounce it, back serving. She is their setter.
Good pass.
Yes. There we hit into the block. Point Brooke. We have Addie Nesbitt checking back into the game. That'll help with that block, bigger block, a little bit bigger block on that right side. And Allie Larson is back to serve.
There she is again.
And she is again. They just, whenever they are in system, they feed her. And we're going to have to figure out an answer for it. Or like you said, bring those defenses in just to cover those, like that campfire area, because she's really killing into the campfire area.
She also just hits so hard.
Yes. She has such a high contact point. Right now we have number 5, Lily Gifford, back to serve.
Nice.
And Brooke out of the right side, but a block out of Shepley. And number 3. Another timeout by Sarah Cayley.
Yep. I'm surprised their student section is on the very far left, where not everybody can, fit in the bleachers.
Right.
Maybe they don't
Wonder
want
if
to
they-
cover the RL, Rice Lake.
Like purposely make it that way so some of those on the side can stand. Though their student section is here. They are not rowdy and they are not doing much
Yeah.
cheering at all.
Mm-mm.
At least they're here. I mean, we don't have a student section, so I mean, there's that. It is a long way to drive on a
drive.
Thursday night, though, for sure.
Got school tomorrow.
School tomorrow. Yep. All right, so the Wildcats are going to need an answer right away coming out of this timeout to kind of pop some of that momentum. We have number 5, Lily Gifford, back to serve. Pass by Amelie.
Good
Cut to
set.
Brooke.
Nice.
And that is a line deep corner kill by Brooke. She is now going back to serve, and we have Amelie Penkinen back in the front row. Oh, Bruce tried there. There she kept us on our heels because she hasn't tipped much. But that's point Warriors, and that is set 1, set point. Being served right here by Addie Shepley.
Good pass. Great set.
Nice off-speed kill by Amelie Penkinen. Point Wildcats. We're still in this. Kind of feel like our energy could be a little bit up right now. We
I
seem a
agree.
little bit flat.
Yeah, no
We need
student
to get
section.
No, student section doesn't help. We need a little bit of
Yeah.
energy coming in. Liv Derry back to serve.
Nice.
Yes, Chuck with a block out of the middle there on the back row attack by Shepley. Chuck with a campfire tip. Yes. Nice smart play by Charlie Sigilski out of the middle. We have Liv Derry going back to serve again. It is still set point for the Warriors. We want to push a point here to push the set into extra points.
Good serve.
Nice serve. All right, use it now, ladies. Yep. Good touch at the net. Nope. All right, point Warriors. Set 1 ends with a 23-25 score, with the Warriors taking the first set from the Wildcats.
Yeah, like you said, I just think the energy, more, I wouldn't say more talking, but, like making
More
sure
cheering,
we're
more celebrating, more getting into it. It's just we do something good, and it's just kind of like, you know.
Mhm. I agree. I bet that might be what they're talking about down there.
Right.
It's a little bit of
Getting our energy up. And yeah, these parts of the matches aren't ever mic'd up for Coach Cayley. So what is like Abby Derry, assistant coach, is down in the huddle right now. It's more the girls talking,
Yep.
trying to pump each other up and talk about like what's our next move.
Yep.
Don't-
After each set, you really go in, you talk about what you can do different, how you can change.
Right. What shifts need to be made.
Yep.
Should we go to a commercial?
Let's do it.
Maybe. All right, we're getting ready to start set 2. Again, the Wildcats are down 1-0. The scoreboard isn't right now. It says that River Falls has a set 1, and they don't right now. So it should be Rice Lake 1 set, River Falls none. The Wildcats are, again, on the right side in their yellow jerseys, and Rice Lake will be on the left side in their white jerseys. The Rice Lake student section woke up a little bit during that between set.
Then they all just sit on their
Then
phones.
they all sit down. Get all pumped up, and then we just sit down.
Yep.
So, all right. I think part of the key to this next set is going to be the Wildcats just kind of trusting their game plan and putting their controllables into action, right? Like Sarah said, we aren't going to be able to control Addie Shepley and Addison Schmidt are going to get kills, right?
Yep.
But we just have to make sure that we take advantage of the things that we have control over. Some of that is going to be energy. Some of that is going to be where we place any free balls and how we attack the ball. Just continuing to be aggressive, even though they have a big block. We want to continue to be aggressive and keep going at them. And I think we're okay.
Yep.
We have Brooke going back to start serving. River Falls starts our serve for this set. On the court right now we have Brooke Dusick, Allie Larson, Liv Derry, Addie Nesbitt. Oh, Brooke, that's not how we want to start a set. El Presidente, Reagan Skifter, and Amelie Penkinen. That is not how we want to start a set. She hasn't missed a serve in a couple matches, but that is not the time when we want to miss that serve. All right, now we have number 5, Lily Gifford, back to serve. Little bit of miscommunication on the Rice Lake side. Oh, that was a good job of our defense kind of chasing the line down there, making sure that it was out. We have Charlie Sigelski checking back into the game and Liv Derry going back to serve. Again, point, Addie Shepley. We're going to have to find an answer for her.
I agree. Yep.
Oh, they don't have ball girls here. Becomes a little bit slower paced game if there aren't ball girls.
Yeah, just one
Miss
game
those
ball.
in the River Falls gym. Nice pass by Brooke up to the middle for Chuck. And she gets right in number 12, Abigail Dauberreiner's bread basket. Point
Kitchen.
Wildcats. Bread kitchen.
In her kitchen.
In her kitchen. We have the acrobat, Adia Johnson, checking back into the game. Addie Shepley is going to take a seat, or Addie Nesbitt is going to take a seat for a minute. Got a touch on that block by
Way to
Schmidt.
help.
Good talking. Goose did a lot of talking there to make sure that the ball got up. Yeah. Good kill out of the middle out of an Addison Schmidt. Point Warriors. Set Stella Leaf back to serve. Go, go, go.
Way to help.
Good talking on the court. They're a little bit more vocal this set. Oh, Addison Schmidt doing a swing. Is that called a swing? Out of the right side there. Stella Leaf back to serve. Point Warriors. Cats are going to need to dig deep. We're going to need to get a little bit more energetic bout there. Nice pass by Liv Derry, set by Allie Larson.
Great swing.
And Amelie Penkinen hits the line. Nice kill by Amelie. Amelie goes back to serve. That was point Wildcats.
We're always taught to swing deep.
Yep.
Deep corner.
And she did just that on that one. Oh, that was close. That was another kill by Addison Schmidt. And we have their libero, Sedona Gray, going back to serve. Pass by Amelie. Set Allie. All right, use this free ball. Oh, nice pancake by number 11. It's a beautiful play. And on that ball, Allie Larson is front row, so she could have jumped on that. It's a little bit of an overpass. Sarah Cayley calls another timeout.
That was a wild pancake.
What's that?
That was a wild pancake.
That was a wild pancake. Student section is waking up a little bit.
Yep, and they went to sit on the other half.
Covering that R for Rice Lake.
I know. Yeah, it's definitely hard with, not as many fans here,
Right. But the fans can help boost that momentum shift into the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Usually Brenda Larson is pretty good at starting some chants on our side of the net. Maybe she'll get something going here pretty soon. Rice Lake has come back onto the court. Sedona Gray is going to go back into that serving position again, and River Falls will be back on serve receive. Pass Amelie.
Nice.
Kill. That was a beautiful in-system pass from
Yes,
Amelie.
it was.
So we were able to get a good set on that ball with a termination from Brooke. Reagan Skifter is back into the game. We're going to keep track of her blocking. Let's see if she can keep that train going. Charlie Sigelski back to serve.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, and that was on the
It was
line.
on-
Yes. Blocked by
God.
Brooke and Reagan Skifter. Looked close, but it did land on the line. The line judge on our side said, oh, no, you don't get to complain about that one. Point, Wildcats.
That was a great lineup by Brooke.
Oh, that one floated long. We got Liv Derry coming back into the game, and we have Addison Schmidt going back to serve, which brings Addie Shepley back to the front row. Another great pass by Amelie. Oh, go Reagan. We have to figure out a way to keep them out of system when
Yep.
Addie Shepley is in the front row. Point, Warriors. Lots of time between balls when there's no ball girls. Addison Schmidt back to serve. Pass by Adia, set Allie.
Set.
Brooke Dusick with the swing. Touch on the block. Pass by Amelie. We got Brooke.
Good spot, Brooke.
Good little spot on the tip there from Brooke. She went right up over the blocker. And we have Addie Nesbitt checking back in, which will help with that block on the right side. A little bit bigger block coming in. And we have Allie Larson going back to serve.
And I'd say energy is starting to pick up.
I'm sensing that too,
Yeah.
Slayer. Out of system. Got go. Good,
Nice.
Good blocker defense on Reagan there. Back row attack by Amelie.
Oh. Great
Use
pass.
it, yes. Good. Oh, they're
Yeah,
calling.
no
They're
touch.
going to say that never got over the net. Goose was there to pick up the potential block, though. We have number 12, Abigail Dauberreiner, going back to serve. Amelie with the pass. Addie with Oh, she tried to cut a line. That one was just outside the line, though. Smart play to try and get away from that middle blocker. Addie Shepley coming over in there. Just a bit outside. Little bit of a swing out of Addie Nesbitt. No, that shot is such a comfortable shot for her, being a middle by trade.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see her take some good swings on the ball like that. We have Brooke Dusick going back to serve, which brings Amelie Penkinen back to the front row. That hit the antenna, so that would be out point River Falls. We need to string together a few points here. Oh. Got the line judge coming up and making sure that antenna is straight. It got wiggled a little out of position on that attack there. Yes. That's what we need to do. That is a great block by Reagan Skifter. That is block number 5 out of El Presidente. And that's what they need to do, is she's going to start second guessing herself if they can start getting a block on her more consistently. Brooke Dusick back to serve again. Out. Out, no touch called.
I think that was a very smart serve by Brooke, going towards Shepley.
Shepley, yep. Get her a little bit more out of system. Maybe you can explain after the serve. Yes, Liv. Oh, we're getting touches on her. That's great. Sav, can you explain to us why it is that, like, when you have a player like Shepley, that you sometimes want to serve to her instead of away from her?
Yeah, so like what Brooke did is she served Addie Shepley deep, which is going to cause her to move back. And so it's going to be harder for Addie Shepley to get to the ball to swing.
Right. Reagan with a great pickup there. I'm going to go to her. Tip. Allie Larson did a great job picking it up. They're talking a lot on the court. Great. Ooh, Amelie just outside. Point Warriors. And we have number 5, Lily Gifford, back to serve again. She got up a little bit in Brooks' kitchen there. Amelie had a great kill, sharp corner. That is one of the shots that she has developed this year, and it is deadly.
Yeah.
All right, point Wildcats. We have Liv Derry going back to serve. We're going to want to try and run a couple points here if we can. Yeah. Got some touches on her, but there again, they tried to do that where they served her, try and get her a little bit involved in the action, pushed away from the net for that kill. But Addie Shepley goes back to serve, which brings Addison Schmidt to the front row. Nice pass by Amelie. Oh, that was a beautiful spot by Chuck. Point Wildcats. Chuck can be so crafty on her middle attacks. She can take a full swing and hit those deep corners, and it's like she can just read where the defense is, and a lot of times she can spot place those. We have Adia Johnson back to serve.
Nice pass.
Nice pass by Liv. Good deep corner out of Amelie. She twisted her body there to hit that deep corner. It's a great spot placement on her part. Point Wildcats. We still have the acrobat Adia Johnson back to serve. Again, we're going to want to run some points. Sarah talks about not giving them more than 2 or 3 points in a row, and we're going to want to run 2 or 3 points here.
That was a good
serve.
serve.
Nice ace serve out of Adia. Let's go. We're seeing a little bit more energy out of the Cats. There's a little bit more cheering.
More sass.
More sass. I like when they get sassy. Adia Johnson back to serve. All right, we're going to respond with a good play here. We have, what number is that? Don't have my glasses. That's
11.
Stella Leaf back serve. All right, I'll take your miss serve and I'll raise you another miss serve. That works in the Wildcats' favor for sure. We have Amelie Pankinen going back to serve, which brings Brooke back to the front row. We're all knotted up in the second set. Good defense. We got Amelie into the back row. Ooh. The big block coming out of the middle on that back row attack. Point Warriors. We have the libero, Sedona Gay, going back to serve. It's passed by Amelie. Good blocker defense. Oh, dang. So on that play, Brooke got the block up, but it blocked into the net, or into the antenna, which is point Wildcats. So we still have Sedona Gay back on that serve line. Adia with the pass, Allie with the set, and Brooke with that was a nice dig on Addie Shepley. Oh, that block hit Chuck in the face. Hopefully she's okay. All right, we find ourselves down 15-18.
I like that River Falls is still being very aggressive with their swings, even if they're getting blocked.
Right. Yeah, you don't ever want them to just kind of go into their turtle shell. Eventually, those hitting lines are going to open up.
Yep.
And then you always have Liv Derry in the back row. She's so masterful as a libero of telling your hitters where to hit, calling either cross or line, and they can get going on that.
Yep.
We don't want to get into a tip-off with Rice Lake, I don't think.
No. Yeah, I like how loud Liv is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of improvement from her. From her freshman year was my junior year. We put Abby Bannett out on the right side against Chippewa, and Liv was libero, her first ever BRC game.
Yeah.
We switched right after that set,
but it was still fun to see, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of improvement
from
all these girls on the team.
All the girls on the team, yep. Like you said, the key here is going to be to keep being aggressive, keep going at them, get ourselves in system, and just trust ourselves and get that energy, keep that energy up. So they are back to serve again. Sedona Gay is coming out of that timeout serving. Cats are going to want to answer here. Pass by Amelie.
Great pass.
Set to Chuck in the back there. Oh, I think you could argue that there's, the line judge here on the right side. You can't see him. He's not in your screen. Did call a touch. And I think he's right on that call. We have Reagan Skifter checking back into the game and Charlie Sigelski back for the serve.
Nice.
Okay, they're blocking, but we're continuing to keep the ball alive off that block. Good off speed by Amelie. Out. No touch called. Rice Lake is trying to argue for a touch. None of the line judges or officials agree with them. So we have Chuck going back to serve again. River Falls is going to run some points here. Nice short serve. Tried to feed that over. Allie Larson aggressive at the net, and she can do that because she is a front row player right now. She got into a little bit of a tussle, and it went out on Rice Lake. So we are all tied up again. Charlie Sigelski back to serve. Oh, Reagan Skifter did a nice job of sticking with that. That could have gotten hairy. And then she went right back up for the block to make her presence known up there. River Falls takes the lead. We have Charlie Sigelski back to serve still. That was a nice aggressive play out of the Wildcats. That's good. Keeping them out of system. Touch at the net on Brooks' hit. Nice block. Yes. We have Allie Larson and the president with another block. That is, at my calculation, 6 blocks for Reagan Skifter. She had 10 against Hudson in a 4-set match, and she is already working her way towards there. Somebody's going to have to figure out that blocks in a match record.
Good serve.
We had a good deep serve out of Charlie. Point, Wildcats with an ace. Cats are up 21-18, and Rice Lake is going to want to talk about it. You don't want this Wildcat team, you don't want them to go on a run. We want them to go on a run.
Yeah.
Rice Lake does not want them to go on a run
Nope.
because really, when they start getting hot, they can play with some of the best teams in the state. We saw that down, and I didn't get to go, but Matt always goes to the Charger Challenge down in Milwaukee, and he said he left that tournament. He said, man, Sarah, it was one of the first weekends that we went down to that Charger Challenge, and I looked at DSHA and Oconomowoc. We took Oconomowoc to 3. And Hamilton, we played them 19-25, 23-25. And he said, I kind of thought, we've left that challenge before thinking, what, even at our best, we can't play with those teams. He said, at our best, we can play with any of those teams. Question mark might be DSHA, but they're just a whole nother level,
they're always
right?
a question mark team.
Yeah, they just have a little bit of advantages that we don't have. So
Yeah.
Charlie Sigelski back to serve again for the Wildcats. She's going to want to make this serve coming out of the timeout. That's a great short serve.
Right there.
It's a good try on that block. We just needed to penetrate a little bit more. It lands on our side of the net. Point Warriors. Addison Schmidt is now back to the back row, and we have Addie Shepley who has come to the front row. Nice pass by Adia.
Nice.
Great spot for Brooke. It just barely touched the line there. Point Wildcats. We have Addie Nesbitt checking back in, which brings a little bit bigger block to that outside position going up against Shepley. And I like the Reagan Skifter matchup with Addie Shepley in the front.
Yep.
Pass by Amelie. Set by Allie. Out to Brooke. Oh, I think you're right. River
Right.
Falls would have maybe wanted to argue a touch on that. I don't think there was one. We have 20-20 or 22-20. We have number 12, Abigail Doberreiner, back to serve. I swear every time I announce a server for them, it's Abigail Doberreiner. Pass Brooke. Allie Larson, back to Brooke.
Nice.
And a kill out of number 2, the deuce. And that brings Brooke back to serve, 23-20, and Amelie Penkinen back to the front row. Nice save by Goose. We got the boom going. Yeah. Oh, there's that beautiful cross court. That was on the 8-foot line. Just beautiful. Yes, we have set point for the Wildcats with Brooke Dusick back to serve. I feel like the Cats are waking up. That long ride here might have been just a little bit much. Oh, Reagan Skifter was in the net. But I like what you said. You said she's purposely serving Shepley.
Yep.
Getting up in her kitchen a little bit, taking her a little bit out of that hitting routine. So here the Cats are still at set point, 24-21. And we have Lily Gifford, number 5, coming in to serve. Pass Goose. Allie Larson is going to chase that down, can't quite get to it. Ace serve for Lily Gifford. Pass Brooke inside the 10-foot line to Allie and kill.
Ooh,
nice
good
line
swing.
shot by Amelie Penkinen. Amelie is waking up.
Yep.
She's been a little quiet until about .15 in that set. So it's always good when Amelie Penkinen wakes up. Cats win that set 25-22. Let's go to a commercial if I can get my mouse to work. There we go.
Mark Jenkins, class of '73. Randy Brenner, class of 74.
Went to Wildcat.
Always a Wildcat.
Jeff Dumont, class of 71, 6 interceptions in 1 game.
Dave Linehan, class of 73, back-to-back champs, 71, 72.
And I'm Sarah Jenkins, your River Falls Realtor. Just like these Wildcat legends, I'm all about winning for our community with the River Falls Sports Broadcasting Channel.
All right, we are heading into set 3. The coaches are setting their lineups. Very strategic in how they line up. We want the right people up at the net when Addie Shepley's at the net. But we are going to be heading into set 3. We're guaranteed to go to 4 because it's tied up 1-1 right now. After the match tonight, we are going to invite Ellery Hawk, freshman setter, and Annika Schwartz, a sophomore setter, up to be our players of the game. So you will want to stick around after the excitement of the match is over to hear what those girls have to say about the match and what they have to say about the season so far and what is ahead. Savannah, what do you think are the keys going into third set? We have a little bit of momentum. We're seeing the Wildcats come to life. Some cats are waking up. It's a long drive up here. It's an hour and 40 minutes. They do actually not even take the bus anymore. They ride the Suburbans. And then we let the JV squads head home because otherwise it gets to be a late night. But what do you think are the keys going into this third set to keep momentum going our direction?
Yeah, I say just keep the blocking up. Blocking was so much better that set. Defense, there was a lot of serve receive. Where serve receive was very good last set.
Right.
Keeping Rice Lake out of system. Just trying to get in Rice Lake's head because it works.
It works. It does work. And we will start. They will have first serve this set. Looks like number 5, Lily Gifford, will be going back to serve. We've got on the court for the Wildcats, we have Addie Nesbitt, Reagan Skifter, Amelie Pankinen, Liv Derry, Allie Larson, and Brooke Dusick. Nice kill out of Addie Nesbitt. We love that coming out of the first play in the third set. Keeps momentum swinging our direction. That was a smart play out of Addie Nesbitt. She lit the campfire.
Yep.
Brooke Dusick back to serve. Keeping them out of system. Whoa, it got tied up in the rafters there. They kept their composure. Amelie for this kill. Wow. Yes. Gosh, that sharp corner kill out of Amelie Pankinen. Deadly.
Working every time.
It is. Beautiful. And it's a way to get around that block, too, right? All right, Brooke Dusick back to serve. Yes, we've got an ace. I feel like that's maybe one of the messages Sarah Cayley gave is we've got to be aggressive on our serve because no matter what, we need to keep them out of system. So she'll trade off maybe missing a serve here and there to be aggressive to keep them out of system.
Yep.
And the setter, number 12, Abigail Dauberreiner, tried to bump past that one, but when she did, her hands went into the net, so it was a net violation. Wildcat point, 4-zip. Oh, yes, nice. Liv, that was a great defensive play. Tricky play by Addie Shepley. That was a smart move on her part. Keep us in system, and yes, the Cats have woken up. They are a lot more aggressive at the net. It's kind of like they've decided, we aren't scared. We're going to do this, right? Yep. And they've got Rice Lake already wanting to talk it over. So
that was a great read by Liv.
Yes, it was a great lead.
You mentioned that they ride in Suburbans now.
Suburbans, they actually
Did they upgrade?
I don't know that they upgraded, but they take 3 now, so there's less riders.
So
in
they did
those
upgrade.
Suburbans. I think tonight they probably only have 2 Suburbans because we only have 2 coaches. Allie Igo, hopefully you're watching, Allie. Hello. She is, I've heard, homesick, so she didn't make the trip. Hopefully she is resting and is able to make the trip to St. Michael Albertville this weekend, because the Cats leave tomorrow at 1, and they play tomorrow night at 6. I think it's 6:30 or 6:15 and 8:45 tomorrow night.
The STMA.
At STMA, yeah.
Yep,
So
that was my favorite, I'd say.
it's a great tournament. And there, Haley Madzik's uncle owns an ice cream shop in, I think, St. Michael, so they get to get treated by ice cream. All right, Brooke Dusick back to serve. Sarah Cayley would say, just get it in coming out of the timeout. And she did just that. Touch on the block. But Point Warriors, we have Addie Shepley going to the back row to serve, and now we have Addison Schmidt to the front. I would say the Cats want to take advantage of Shepley in the back row here and try and get even more of more than 4-point lead on them before Shepley comes back to the front row. And that is an overpass. We fed Addison Shepley. We don't want to get into the habit of doing that. One of the things you could see Sarah talking to Brooke, she's so twitchy and she's so quick that Sarah will say, you need to hold your platform. So she's telling the girls, hold that platform, because then that ball doesn't release over the net like that. Addie Shepley back to serve. Good blocker defense. We got pass. Yes.
Nice.
An error on Addison Schmidt there. She tried to get crafty and do a little campfire tip. Kat said, no thanks. We have Liv Derry going back to serve. Out. No touch by the Wildcats. Point. Liv Derry goes back to serve again. Had to make the move. Nice work. Cats are moving and talking. Keep them close on the net.
Ooh,
yes, Addie Nesbitt. Nice aggressive play at the net. On the court right now, we have Liv Derry serving, Brooke Dusick in the back row, Allie Larson setting, and we have the Nuke Nesbitt, Amelie Penkinen, and Charlie Sigelski on the court. Back row attack by Shepley with a block by Charlie Sigelski. She said, not tonight, you are not on that one. I feel like the Cats are waking up. This is where we say they could play with anybody when they're on.
Mm-hmm.
Liv Derry back to serve. Try with the campfire kill again. Liv Derry's there. Back row attack out of Brooke. Just came off of her palm, the heel of her palm, into the net.
Good run.
Good run. We're up 6, which is what we want to be, right? We
Yep.
want to keep climbing that run. Believe it's number 11, Stella Leaf, back to serve. Brooke Dusick with the pass. Nice pass to Allie Larson. Oh,
Nice.
Charlie Zageski out of the middle. A sharp cross, placed beautifully. Point Wildcats. Checking into the game is Adia Johnson, the acrobat. Nuke Nesbitt's going to take a little bit of a breather so she can come back in. Set that block again.
Good serve.
Oh, I thought that was going to land
I
deep
did
on
too.
that line. That was a pretty place, just sailed a little bit long. And now we have Stella Gay, their libero, going back to serve once again. Net serve, point Wildcats. And here we have Amelie Penkinen going back to serve, which brings Brooke Dusick back to the front row. past Shepley. And the Cats get a block on that. The Warriors dig it back up.
Nice.
Nice get by Goose. Oh, touch. Yes, the line judge on the right side here where you can't see called a touch. I'm going to give my the Deuce. Guess she went for high hands there, maybe.
Oh, yeah. She definitely did.
She definitely went for high hands, which they're taught to do. A lot of times when
Yeah.
you have big blockers, you want to go high hands, and that's exactly what you want to have happen. Oh, Amelie got aggressive on the serve. That was a great try. Sailed a little bit long.
I was always taught to go high hands
High
because I'm
hands.
just so short. So
Yep. And when you have a big block like that, sometimes the high hands and hitting it off the blockers is just as good as getting a smashing kill, right?
Yep.
Well, it scores the same amount of points, does it? And I'll take
another
your
one.
miss serve.
Yep.
Raise you to another miss serve. All right, we have Charlie Sigelski back to serve. Reagan Skifter has checked back into the game. And we have Addie Shepley in the front row. And Addison Schmidt just served that one long. Back row attack. Chuck, oh, she got a hand on it. That is one
Ceilings
thing.
are low.
Oh, yeah, they are, especially with that bar there. Charlie is one that she just is a great little defensive player too, right? She gets in that back row. She's quick. She's not afraid to hit the floor. We have the setter, Abigail Dauberreiner, back for the serve.
Great.
Oh, Allie Larson, that was a great idea just outside. Cats will be back on serve receive. Again, Abigail Dauberreiner for the serve. Cats are going to try and close this one out and get a point on this one. Nice pass by Amelie out to, yes, the Skifter comes up with one out of the middle. Nice little off speed kind of into that campfire kill spot. Checking back into the game is Addie Nesbitt, and we have Allie Larson going back to serve. Score is 14-7. Got a little bit of a touch on that. That's like Sarah said. I feel like now we're getting to the point where she's going to tool in a point here and there. But the Cats are kind of settling down around her now. They are up 14-8 with number 5, Lily Gifford, back to serve. Look with the pass.
Nice.
That's that spot that Brooke loves. She loves being on that right side serve receive. It was a nice kill, nice set out of Allie Larson. And Brooke goes back to serve, which brings the Boom back to the front. Yes. Ace by Brooke. Brooke Dusick back to serve. Ooh, miss serve. That's okay. We've got Addie Shepley going back to serve.
Yep.
We have a 7-point lead, which was last time she went back to serve, we had a 4-point lead. So we've grown that lead, which is good to do here. Addison Schmidt is back in the front for them. Nuke Nesbitt running that one down. Reagan Skifter with the over. Nice job. It was a great spot. It kept him out of the system. Now we have Amelie. Ooh, she tried that sharp cross.
She did.
It was a good place just outside. Look to her to maybe go back to Brooke on this pass or on this serve again. Goose to Allie with Amelie Pengnan pulls a sharp line for a kill. Liv Derry goes back to serve. And Charlie Sigelski checks back into the game in the middle. Liv got a good hand on that ball. Oh, it got caught up in the ceiling, but they made a good adjustment there. You're going to go back to Addison Schmidt. Out.
Touch.
Do they call a touch on that?
Yeah.
Got a touch on that in the middle. Did hit the line judge's foot, so I was hoping for an out call, but it was a line. Now we have number 11, Stella Leaf, back to serve. Brooke Dusick pass to Allie Larson to Nuke Nesbitt. She got a good swing on the ball. Nice block out of Chuck and Nuke. Nuke is getting so much more comfortable on that right side. The first couple times she played the right side, she was a little bit more hesitant, and you can tell she's just getting comfortable at the right time. Love to see her taking some good hard swings on that outside. Adia Johnson checks back into the game and is up to serve. A little bit of trickery out of their setter, but Adia Johnson says not today, and a great spot for Amelie. She's been coming at him with some really, really strong her hammer arm swings, and that time she just took it off, and they were on their heels waiting to brace impact, and she hit the campfire. Adia Johnson to serve.
Great serve.
Great, another great. Oh! Yeah, I thought they were going to call that. I was holding my breath. I saw her hit the net. I was like, ooh, did they see it? But yeah, they're right. It was the right call. Great play by Amelie, but just in the net. Point Warriors, we have Stella Gay, their libero, back to serve. Nice pass by Liv. With a great set to Amelie out of that middle spot. Again, I love that they're working on plays like that too. Amelie with the kill. That brings Amelie back to serve. Score is 20-12. Brooke Dusick comes to the front. Wildcats are going to want to keep the foot on the gas. That was tight, yep. Oh, they hesitated on that one. Debated on whether they touched it or not. They're saying they did not touch it. They're saying it was 4. Sarah looks like she's questioning it a little bit. She sends her floor captain, Liv Derry, over to ask why the hesitation. What do you think? Did they touch it?
I saw a touch.
You saw a touch?
Yeah.
I kind of did too. They're going to say you're wrong.
Yeah.
We have Addison Schmidt back to serve, which brings Addie Shepley back to the front row. Out. That is 2 out serves in a row. We'll take that from her. Nice. We have Charlie Sigelski back to serve. Liv Derry's going to take a little bit of a water break. Ooh. Oh. 80 was there for it. Brace for impact. Got a hand on it. That's about all you can do on that, right? Liv Derry checks back into the game, and we have number 12, Abigail Doberreiner, back to serve. Cats have a comfortable lead right now, but they aren't going to want to take the foot off the gas. We aren't going to want to let Rice Lake back in. Nice pass by Adia. Up to Reagan. Ooh, Addie Shepley with a block out of the middle. It was a right idea. Going to the middle, keeping those, we want to keep the blockers honest too, because that opens up so much for our pins. Adia with this good serve receive. Good pickup by Adia on that. Brooke, again, good pickup by Allie. Reagan Skifter was there for the return. There we go. Adia got to Amelie in the back row. She takes a little bit of an off speed. Oh, Amelie made a great play on that ball. Sarah Cayley's going to call a timeout. She's going to want to talk about it. Mainly, she's just going to want to stall some of Rice Lake's momentum, I think, here. Get the girls a drink.
Yep.
We don't want to give them any more points than possible. And that's one of the things that Sarah has talked about this year quite a bit is we want to not give them runs of more than 3 or 4 points. And right now, Rice Lake, I think they're on a 4-point run right now. So Sarah's just probably putting the brakes on them a little bit, talking to the girls, getting them to regroup a little bit. Addie Shepley's back in the row, so talking about, like, what are we going to do with Addie Shepley? On the court for the Wildcats, we have Liv Derry, Adia Johnson, Amelie Pinkinen, Brooke Dusick, Allie Larson, and Reagan Skifter in the front row. Allie Larson is a front row player right now, so she can go up for the block and she can do some tipping, which would be a good option at this point too. She hasn't done a lot of that tonight. Keep them guessing. Nice pass by Adia, set by Allie out to Brooke. Brooke does a little bit of an off-speed cross corner, set to. They got a touch on that block. That's great. Amelie Pinkinen. The back row attack's not working tonight. They'll get there. Brooke and Amelie usually do a really nice job on that back row attack. Keep going to it. It's a great option. We have Abigail Doberreiner back to serve again. Nice pass by Amelie, set by Allie, back to Reagan Skifter. All right, Wildcats are going to want to stop this run right here. Oh, Sarah decided to call one more timeout, see if we can get that run stopped again. Looks like maybe she's strategizing a little bit with the setter. What do you think she's telling her?
I mean, just say to, like, get your feet to the ball, make sure that you have good communication with your setter.
Yep. I feel like our serve receive and defense is looking really, really good.
Yeah.
Balls are getting inside that 10-foot line, ideally even closer to the setter. They're doing a nice job there. You can see here she did strategize a little bit. She did push Brooke over to that right side.
Which
over
she'll
there.
like.
Yep, Brooke always likes hitting on the right side. She's loving the outside position, but she does like that right side as well. But
Brings her
she's
back.
just strategizing just a little bit here.
Yep.
Abigail Doberreiner back to serve yet again. Amelie with the pass, back to Brooke on that right side. And, I disagree with that. I believe that there was a touch. But I don't get to make that call.
Nope.
So
That was good
it
aggressive
was a
swing
right
by Brooke.
idea, good aggressive swing. And that's what they need to keep doing, right?
Yep.
Like, we need to get this serve stopped right now. Adia Johnson, Liv Derry taking it on.
No one on the outside
Outside.
there.
It's a good kind of spot there. Yeah. All right, the Wildcats need to respond right now, right here. Oh, she's shifting Brooke back over to that outside position again. She's strategizing. Cats need a side out. Adia Johnson with a nice pass out to Brooke Dusick. And yeah, she hit it into the blockers and they hadn't penetrated. And so that landed down in front of them. Here we have Allie Larson going back to serve. They finally cut off that service run. We're going to need to get a service run here of our own. Allie Larson to serve.
Way to read
Sterry
that.
was there for the read on that one. Brooke off the blocker and a
Nice.
point. Wildcats, yes. Using that high hands once again. Liv Derry is just kind of all over the place tonight. She's just like, you aren't throwing me off anymore. I'm going to get those balls up, and she's gotten quite a few up. It's been amazing. Allie Larson back to serve. Serving Shepley again. And there it is. That time it didn't work. She got the kill, right?
Yep. She got a good pass.
Yep. We have number 5, Lily Gifford, coming in to serve. Cats are going to want another side out here. Ooh, they're doing another little changing. Brooke is on the Amelie with the pass. Out to Brooke. Yes, with a nice
Good
line
swing.
shot out of Brooke. She
Great set by Allie.
That was a great set by Allie. I think probably Goose said, cut that line, right? Like, and Brooke listened. That was great team play right there. Brooke Dusick back to serve. Set point number 1 for the Wildcats.
Tight.
Oh, yes. Amelie Pankman finishes out the set there. That was a great finish to that set. And we move on to set 3. Cats are going to 4. Yes, set 4. Cats are up 2-1. Cats are going to want to keep the foot on the gas. I feel like we have, like we said, we've woken up. We're starting to make some really smart plays against their bigger block. Our blockers are getting some touches on balls. And I feel like this last set and a half, they've really figured out how to keep Shepley's momentum at bay, which is what they need to do, right? When you have a player like Shepley on the other side of the net, I think ultimately, hopefully what it comes down to is we just have more firepower than them, right?
Yep. Can't let them get up like they did the last set for the last couple points.
Right. And keep the runs at minimum. I think Doberreiner think she went back and I think she served 7 points. And Sarah would say, we never want that to happen. We don't ever want them to go on a service run where we give up 7 points, right? We want to cut them at 2, 3 maybe max. But they persevered through it. They battled through it. They settled in. You could see Sarah make some adjustments. Brooke was on the right side, and then Brooke was on the left side, and trying to figure out, like, keep Rice Lake guessing where we're going, right? Because they knew probably pretty much at that point she has 2 hitters to go to, right? She has the middle, and then she had Brooke at that point because Allie Larson was a front row player. So kind of keep them guessing where they're going. 90% of the time that ball's going to go to your pin. So she's just trying to keep them off their toes, like where is that pin at this moment? And Rice Lake is sending their players out to the court now. Sarah is talking it over. She's going to talk to them about, we want to finish this out right here.
Yeah,
4th
don't
set,
get it
we
to
don't want to
5.
go to 5.
Nope.
We don't want to go to a 5th set. So what do we need to do to keep this set ours? Reminder, at the conclusion of the match, Ellery Huck, freshman setter, and Annika Schwartz, our sophomore setter, will be joining us as our Wildcat featured players of the game.
I just realized Addie Nesbitt changed her jersey number.
What was she?
14.
She was 14?
Yeah.
I feel like she was 7 last year, so maybe that change happened after you left. Who was 7 your season? Do you know?
Hannah Drocky.
Oh, Hannah, which would make sense. I
Yep.
thought she was, because you were 6, yeah. All right, Brooke is going to start us on serving. Brooke Dusick back to serve.
Nice.
Liv Derry with a nice dig on that. Back row swing. And they call an in the antenna on Addison Schmidt. Point Wildcats. She did a little swing move there, and they said it hit the antenna. So point Wildcats. Their coach is going to come up and ask a couple questions here, wanting to know what happened. Clearly hit the antenna, though. She's probably arguing whether it hit the antenna off of Rice Lake or River Falls. Brooke Dusick back to serve again. Liv Derry was there to pick it up. Out to Amelie. Off the blocker. Reagan was there to pick up that ball. All right, Cats can use it here. Brooke to Allie. To Addie Nesbitt. That was a fun play out of the middle. It looked like it was going to Reagan. They even tricked me.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to Reagan, and out of nowhere comes Addie Nesbitt for a right side attack. Brooke back to serve. Addison Schmidt got a good swing on that ball. She's going back to serve now. We got Addie Shepley coming back to the front row. And the Cats are in serve receive with a 2-1 lead. Pass by Brooke to Allie. And
Good
Reagan
tour.
went right at her, but it was a block out. Reagan's going to take a seat. Liv Derry's going to go back to serve, and Charlie Sigelski's going to check into the game. Addison Schmidt for the back row attack. Liv picks it up. Oh, that was a good cross cut on Chuck just outside. And we have Abigail Dauberreiner back to serve. She's the one who did that 7-serve run here back in the second or third set. We're going to want to stop her quick. Pass by Brooke to Amelie.
Way to swing, Brooke.
Right idea.
Yeah.
Just didn't execute.
It was good that she tried to swing and not,
Right. Instead
send a
of just
free
send
ball.
Yep. Got Allie going to, and Amelie ends that service serving. Short with just 2, which is nice. We have the acrobat, Adia Johnson, checking back in. Liv Derry
Liv
was there to
read
pick it
that.
up again. Amelie gets it up, and it's sent back over by Adia. No. There she got him on that one, though.
Yep.
Right idea. We have number 5, Lily Gifford, checking back into the game to serve. Score is tied 4-4. Pass by Brooke to Allie Larson, and Chuck hits a
spot.
nice spot on that kill again. Was that Chuck? Yeah,
Yep.
Chuck was on the outside there. That's where they were swinging Amelie into the middle,
Mm.
and they threw him off, and they went with Chuck on the outside there. So I'm not sure what they're arguing about down there. I think they're wondering if she actually got a pancake on it or not. There looks to be some confusion on that Rice Lake side. They're asking questions. I did not think she got it up. Not even close. But I guess I'm not wearing the white jersey and going to make that decision.
Yeah.
Let's see what they decide to say here. They are going to say, yep, nope, that is a point to the Wildcats. We have Amelie Pankinen going back to serve. Checking back into the game for the Warriors is number 8. Oh, nope. Actually, they served her into serve, and now the libero is coming back into the game. Oh,
right
Liv was there for it. They were in system again. Scores tied 5-5. We got Addie Shepley going to the back row, Anderson Schmidt to the front. Cats are going to want to make some runs here.
Good hustle.
Oh, good hustle by 80 on that play. Allie tried to joust at the net. Addie Shepley back to serve. Pass by Amelie. Set to Charlie Sigelski.
Good
That was
spot.
beautiful cross shot. Point Wildcats. I like that set option there. It keeps the setters on, the blockers on the other side of the net honest. They were kind of starting to creep towards that outside position, and Charlie did a nice job on that approach. Pass by Brooke. Touch. Oh,
Nice.
block in by Reagan and Allie. I think that puts us at number 7 for blocks for Reagan. Nice play. We have Charlie Sigelski back to serve. Adia with the dig. Blocked out. Point Wildcats. Cats are getting crafty. They're starting to use those blockers to help them on offense as well. Charlie to serve. Nice pass by Addie Shepley. Touch at the net.
Good spot.
Nice spot by Amelie. Good pass. Set to. Oh, that was a good hard hit ball. Just a nice pass on that Warrior. Out. Yes. Nice job on the Wildcats there. That was some great defense on the Warriors too. They dug up some hard hit balls there. We have Charlie back to serve again. Good serve by Charlie. Yes, ace. Nice serve by Charlie. That was a great spot. They are really trying to hit that serve at Addie Shepley, and it's been effective the last 3 sets.
Here it is again.
Nice play. I will say though, I mean, they are going at her, and she does a really nice job in serve receive. A lot of times she does keep them in system.
Yep.
You'll laugh at this because you know Charlie is Charlie Cat Hot Chicken.
Yep.
And your freshman season, even some her sophomore season, she was affectionately known as the kitten.
Yes.
Her junior season, we were talking about, oh, like you're not a kitten anymore, right? Like, have you morphed into a full-on cat? She was kind of thinking, like, am I a cougar? Like, am I too young to be considered a cougar? So it's been a big debate. Like, is she a panther? Like, what kind of cat is she morphing into?
That's really funny.
She can't. I mean, she's hardly a kitten anymore. She's
Yeah,
an upperclassman, right?
Yeah.
But the cat's just kind of boring. So
Yeah.
she was kind of like, I don't know if I want a cougar, but I could go with like a panther.
Yeah, I'd say panther sounds better.
She's playing like a panther.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Charlie Sigelski back to continue her service runs. Coach Kaylee would say just keep it in play after a timeout. We want to keep momentum going Cats' direction. Block, touch, out. Point Rice Lake. We have number 11, Stella Leaf, going back to serve. Out.
Good eye.
That was a good call by Adia Johnson to not play that ball, and she listened to her teammates tell her out. And Addie, the Nuke Nesbitt, checks back into the game, and we have Allie Larson going back to serve. Cats up 12-7. Pass by Amelie, set by Allie. Brooke got another good swing on the ball. They got it up. Back to Nuke Nesbitt. Oh,
Nice
Liv was
cover.
there. Oh, Liv had great cover. Brooke and Liv were both there. I love to see when they're aggressive on those blocks. Two players were going for it. Liv got it up, just out of play. And we have their setter, Sedona Gay, going back to serve. Or their libero, not their setter. Pass Amelie. Set Allie to the President Reagan. They did get it up. Brooke with the pass. Oh, and they are going to call over the net on that. So that call for the people at home, she did interfere with the setter's ability to set, which is not allowed in volleyball. So that goes point Wildcats. We have Brooke Dusick back to serve, which brings Amelie Pinkinen to the front. Brenda Larson came up and she said, how do you control your cheering? It's good to have the headset on, because there I'd be like, brrr. Right, we have Addison Schmidt back to serve, which brings Addie Shepley back to the front row. Pass by Brooke. Yes, a nice spot by Reagan Skifter to hit that deep corner. She checks out of the game, and Charlie Sigelski checks back into the game. Liv Derry goes back to serve. That's a good answer after a missed serve. Nice serve by Liv. Gets him out of system. They're chasing it down. Returned. Oh! That was a crafty little pass back over the net. That ball had some heat coming over as a free ball. Usually you see free balls just kind of lollygagging over. Not that one. Nice pass by Amelie. Back at her. A little give and go. Point Wildcats. That was a nice play. I believe that was, again, Abigail Dauberreiner, and we cut her serve off at one. Adia Johnson checked back in the game to serve. Wow. Again, not much you can do on that. Just end it at one. We have number 5, Lily Gifford, checking into the game to serve. Out.
Way to follow it.
Nice. That was a good way to travel that and follow it to the back line to get that out call. Amelie Pinkinen goes back to serve, which brings Brooke Dusick to the front. Cats up 16-11. Oh, yeah, that is some great aggressive net play of both of the Wildcats there. Charlie was there. They dug it up, overpassed, and Brooke finished it. Amelie Penkinen to serve. It's a nice hit. Adia did get a hand on it, but now Addie Shepley goes to the back row, which brings Addison Schmidt to the front. Cats up 5. Nice pass by Amelie, set by Allie. Quick little shoot set out to Brooke.
Little campfire.
Campfire kill. It's effective. They've been working on that in practice too, those little quick sets to the outside. Fun to see him try it in games. All right, Charlie Sigilski back to serve. Cats up 18-12. That was a nice swing on the ball by Addison Schmidt. Chuck made a play on it.
Yeah.
We have Liv Derry checking back into the game. Number 11, Stella Leaf, back to serve for the Warriors. Pass Amelie, set Allie. And a kill by Brooke. They're doing those quick little sets. That's kind of fun. Nice swing, great spot. Allie Larson goes back to serve. Nuke Nesbitt checks back into the game. Touch, nice dig by Amelie. Set Allie. Brooke tries the crafty tip. Addie Shepley out of the back row. Reagan Skifter got a touch on it, but it died into the back row. Not much you can do on that. All right, we have Sedona Gay going back to serve. Cats up 19-14. Pass by Addie Nesbitt. Allie Larson out to Addie Nesbitt. Nice spot on Addie's part.
Oh, good hustle.
Warriors recover it. Goose to another great spot. Reagan picks that up. Oh, Addie Nesbitt. Great heads up play by Addie Nesbitt. I love watching our players be so aggressive at the net. They're taking swings at it. They're ready for it. Amelie Penkinen shifts to the front. Brooke Dusick back to serve. Cats up 20-14. Oh, nice block. That was great penetration over the net. No answer for the Warriors on that one.
Is that number?
No, that was Pankinen with the block. Oh. Yeah, I think she was Skifter over there. Was an assist on her part? We'll give it to her.
Give it to her.
Yeah, we'll give her 8. Yes, Liv Derry, nice pass. Set to Pankinen. Yes, nice work. I feel like our servers are being aggressive and pushing that back line. And they're keeping their serve receive, trying to guess, like, do I go for it? Do I not go for it? Because the ball can drop at such a quick angle.
Yep.
Cats up 22-14. Addison Schmidt with a tip. Allie, good hustle. Oh, love to see the effort. Allie Larson did a great job getting a hand on that ball. Good effort on our part. They laugh it off a little bit, like, whew. I think Brooke's okay. She's not hurt, is she? She's fine.
Yeah, she's good.
She's good.
She's good.
All right, we have Addison Schmidt back to serve, which brings Addie Shepley to the front. Cats need 3 to close out this match. Pass Brooke to Allie Larson. To the boom, blocked, recovered. Allie Larson back to the nuke.
Oh.
Blocked, out. Good heads up play. We have Reagan Skifter checking out.
Yeah, with serving, you want to be aggressive, but I always was taught
Derry back to serve.
Better to serve and miss out than miss in the net.
Right, true. Nice serve. Get a block on it. Yes. And Cats are at match point, just like that. We've got Liv Derry back on the service line. Cats need 1 to remain undefeated in conference play. And really, I don't know if they can be touched from here on out because the teams that have to play each other yet will drop 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
Nice lollipop serve by Liv. And Amelie, she was not in the net that time. And that's a fun way to end this match.
Liv
Boy.
tried to go short there.
That was awesome. Man, they took that first set from us, and I didn't know, I had some nerves coming into this match, wondering how it was going to go. But I just love how the Cats pulled some grit. They dug in. They battled back. And they took the last 3 sets.
Yep.
We are going to be welcoming our Wildcat featured players of the game back up. Sarah Kaylee usually does a quick little chitty chat with the players. I've got to get my mouse to work. And then we probably might have Brielle Dusick. Brielle. All right, we are getting ready to welcome Annika Schwartz and Ellery Hawk up to be our Wildcat feature players of the game. We're getting our things ready. Coach Kaylee is having a quick little chat with our team after a fantastic conference win on the road. And we are inviting, here they come. We have Ellery Hawk and Annika Schwartz coming up. We're going to get their headphones on them, get them all ready to go. Welcome, ladies. Brielle is going to try and get you into the camera, so you're probably going to want to be here. Brielle is going to get you into the camera. Look this way. Can you step up on the bench one?
Oh, yeah.
There we go, and then turn that way. Yep,
Okay.
Yep, we're looking at the camera here. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to have you come in front of her because you're shorter than her.
Okay.
So take it off. Go around. Sorry. Rookies at this. Annika's mom's trying to get a picture. It's fun being Wildcat feature player of the game. All right, so we have number 10, Ellery Hawk, and number 11, Annika Schwartz, joining us today as the Wildcat feature players of the game. Annika, first question is for you, right?
Yeah.
Come into the gym tonight. Rice Lake takes set 1. You're thinking, oh, what's going on here, right? We end up getting the next 3 sets come to ours. After that first set, what's Coach Kaylee say to the team to get it turned back around so that you guys are ready to go and really kind of end up dominating set 2, 3, and 4?
Really, we just needed to play our volleyball, and in the first set, we were kind of down on ourselves, and we needed to fight back for the win.
Fight back for the win, yes. Ellery, we didn't have Coach Kaylee mic'd up for this match, which I personally love to go back and I rewatch the matches just to hear what Coach Kaylee says in the huddles. What are some of the things that Coach Kaylee said in the huddles tonight that you think had an impact on the game?
Honestly, I think her advice on just picking up the intensity and doing the things that we know how to do to get back and play our game.
Right.
I think really helped.
And they really responded to that. You guys did a nice job responding to that. All right. So Annika, pasta feed was at our house last night, right? After the pasta feed, a couple of the girls stuck around and they were talking about how competitive your practices are. And they were saying how, man, our 6-on-6 in practice is some of the best play that we have, even better than some of the matches that you guys play. Can you describe what does the culture and environment look like in the gym when you guys are practicing, and how do you guys keep working to make each other better in those 6-on-6 competitions and just in all the drills that you do?
Yeah, during practice, it's just really cool to see how connected we can be, especially it started during preseason and we really clicked right away, and it's great volleyball every single day.
Every single day. Yeah, they were just really, everybody's getting balls up, everybody's aggressive, and they did say that some of our practices are tougher than the matches that we play against some of our opponents. That's amazing. Ellery, what were the key things you worked on in practice this week to prepare you for this stretch of matches coming up? You had Rice Lake tonight, conference play. You head to St. Michael Albertville tomorrow, tough competition coming out of Minnesota. And then you finish up conference play Monday night. You guys have control of your destiny. What did practice look like leading into this stretch of matches?
Honestly, we worked a lot on defense, blocking, passing, all that stuff. And then we did a lot of 6-on-6 work, just getting used to gameplay and all of that to prepare us for the weekend.
Can you guys let us in a little bit on, Amelie came into the pause feed last night. She was like, we played mind games tonight. Like, I didn't know how we were going to do it. And Sarah told me that, like, there were 2 and 3 balls flying everywhere, and Brooke and Liv must have had to demonstrate it, and it, like, took them a while. And then all of a sudden they were like, oh, we did it. Tell us about the mind games at practice last night.
It was a lot of volleyball IQ and just being aware of where the ball is at all times. It was definitely difficult to start.
Do you feel like you guys settled in and did okay with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Annika, you and Ellery are both setters. How do you help each other out at practice and build each other's skill level at practice?
I would say besides just being supportive of each other and celebrating each other, I think our talents have really been able to push each other to be the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah, great. Awesome. And Ellery, Rob nicknamed you the Incredible Hawk, which is so fitting for your last name being Hawk. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
I would probably say to read people's minds, but like conditionally, because I don't want to know what everyone thinks all the time, but I like knowing what people think.
She's a freshman and just said the word conditionally. I love it. That's such a great superpower, too. Annika, Greg nicknamed you the Weekday, and that's because Coach Kaylee told him that you're a really hard worker and you punch the time clock and go to work every day. Why do you think you have such a great work ethic?
I think it's mostly about the girls that are around me. They help me to be who I want to be, and they show up every single day, and I want to be like them.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. And Ellery, we got the last question for you. You're a freshman, the lone freshman on our team. You've been in high school for about a month, and I can remember when Brooke was a freshman and Amelie were a freshman, it was hard just adjusting to Sarah Kaylee, River Falls Volleyball, and being on the varsity team, and adjusting to high school and just the load that comes with high school. What has been the scariest part of starting high school for you so far?
So on the first day of school, I didn't know where any of my classes were because I didn't get to walk them ever.
Okay.
So that was definitely scary just because I wasn't prepared. But yeah, I'd say it was that.
Okay. And what would you say has been the best part of high school so far now that you're a little over 30 days in?
I would say volleyball. Volleyball's been a really good experience for me so far,
Good.
and I made a lot of connections. And yeah, it's been really fun.
Very fun.
Mhm.
Awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. We will see you at St. Michael Albertville tomorrow. It's going to be a great 2 days of volleyball, and then we'll finish out conference play on Monday. Wave to the camera. Tell everybody good night. Thanks
good
for
night.
watching.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Have a safe trip home, ladies. Great. And that is it from Rice Lake, Wisconsin tonight. Thank you for putting up with me and Savannah Saxon as we rookied at this. But I think we did a pretty good
very
job.
good.
I think we did. Greg and Rob were after your jobs, but not until next year.
I don't think I got Rob's job.
You don't think you have Rob's job? And I don't want Greg's until next year. Or even next year, we'll see. So, all right, we are signing